Today, I just want to keep things real. As an avid critic of GameFreak's past releases, I feel the need to talk about how shocking it is that Pokemon Legends Arceus looks so good. This will simply be a feel-good video, so feel free to just join in on the conversation with me in the comments section, if you will. It really does amaze me how different the vibe is that I get when I look at the newest trailer for Pokemon Legends and then go back and look at or play Pokemon Sword and Shield. It feels like whiplash loading Shield up and just being reminded how much I hated the lack of care and decision making with that game. I always find myself trying to enjoy it. I mean really trying, because I'm craving a modern Pokemon experience. Sadly, while Sword and Shield is the closest thing we have to a modern mainline Pokemon game, it still doesn't feel like one. It feels too dated, and it felt that way upon release. That's why it makes me so happy to see Pokemon Legends Arceus in action. The level of care and detail is a complete 180 from Sword and Shield and Let's Go PV. It almost feels like Legends has completely new developers, but that's a topic for another video. I just want to take the time to express how grateful I feel that I can finally view GameFreak as a company with bright eyes again. I haven't felt this way since, well, ironically enough, their Gen 4 titles, especially with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I still view to be the best mainline Pokemon game so far. I did also enjoy Sun and Moon, unlike a few other YouTubers out there, and that generation did come kind of close to matching my excitement I had with Gens 2 through 5, but something about it still felt held back. In retrospect, it was probably the lack of exploration and a kind of anticlimactic ending to a story that I actually quite liked. Not too big of drawbacks, but they were noticeable. I never played the Ultra games because I could never justify getting them just for Mantine surfing. But don't get me wrong, I was very tempted since Mantine is one of my favorite Pokemon, and as a kid, I always dreamed of riding one. But again, Ultra still felt like their first big ripoff. I hated X and Y for how boring they were, but at least it seemed like Game Freak tried with that one. Ultra Sun and Moon seemed truly cheaped out, and that would somehow spark a trend from Game Freak all the way until Pokemon Legends finally comes to break it. And that's exactly what Pokemon Legends is doing, stopping this horrendous trend of lack of passion from within Game Freak and even the Pokemon company as a whole. The time for both of these entities has come to step their game up and finally do something worthwhile. We've had some reprieve with titles like Pokken Tournament, New Pokemon Snap, and Unite, but those are just spin-off games and honestly were quick fixes that it seems the Pokemon Company came up with on the fly until we get these next two amazing games that are coming. And yeah, now we're about to get two amazing mainline Pokemon games in the form of BDSP and Legends. I already talked about why I think BDSP will be great in my video yesterday, but Pokemon Legends, man, I don't know if I'll ever be able to express fully just how appreciative I am for it. It looks like it's not only going to be my favorite Pokemon game of all time, but possibly my favorite video game of all time. Yeah, that means it would be rivaling Nier Automata, Bayonetta, and Zelda for my most enjoyable experience. If you think about it, it makes sense. I have intense love and nostalgia for Pokemon, yet I never felt the games captured its magic as fully as they could, especially after hitting 3D. If we look at the three aforementioned games, Nier Automata, Bayonetta, and Zelda, you'll notice they all have something in common. They're all immersive action games with focuses on exploration, discovery, and enjoyable gameplay, whether it be in the battles themselves or even blending of other genres like puzzle solving. Pokemon Legends will be the first Pokemon game to blend all that together as well. We have action elements with Pokemon attacking us, a fun-looking battle system that, in itself, acts as a puzzle of sorts. It seems like we'll be able to use our Pokemon for environmental puzzles and even traversal. And of course, this game very clearly will have a focus on exploration and discovery. Couple all this with my unwavered nostalgia and appreciation for Pokemon and the Pokemon themselves, and we have a clear winner for my favorite game of all time. The only thing possibly missing is story, which, I'll be honest, Legends already seems to have enough of an intriguing story to satisfy me. I just really can't wait for the end of January, and at this point, it's all thanks to a company known as GameFreak. I don't know what they did, and I also don't even know if it's the same people running the show internally, but I can at least look upon the GameFreak logo and title fondly again, and remind myself that yes, this is the same company that filled my childhood with magic as I played Pokemon Crystal for the first time way back when. This is the same company that also remade Gen 2 with love and passion in the form of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And this is the same company that filled Pokemon Black, White, and Black 2, White 2 to the brim with content. I'm just very grateful to GameFreak for making Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I can't wait. Thank you for watching.